Hey guys, and welcome to today's yoga class. We are going to be doing a yin focused class. It's not going to be a traditional yin class, whereas you hold the poses for 3 to 7 minutes. Today we're going to hold them for about 2 minutes at the most, but it's just going to be a really nice about a 50-minute class that includes the Shavasana. And we're just gonna relax and really open up the body. Just put on something comfy and cozy. We're not gonna get sweaty or anything like that, but we're really just gonna focus on going deep within and really opening up through the body. So hop on your mat, get something comfy, grab your blocks, grab a blanket, and grab a cushion if needed. Meet me on your mat. Before we get started, just remember to grab your blocks, a cushion, or whatever props that you would like to use to make your practice as comfortable as possible. Come onto your back, laying, and raise the knees. Bring the feet together and allow the knees to drop out to the side. Reclined butterfly. Have your feet as close or as far from your pelvis that feels good for you. Your back can be in a slight back bend or neutral, whatever feels better for your hip joints. And then just relax. Close the eyes, and in every posture for today, try and soften as much as possible. Try and use the breath. The breath is long and soft, and with each exhale, you try and breathe out tension and relax and soften. Try and visualize your whole body just softening within each exhale. Every part of the body just sinking into the mat, softening, not trying to activate or control anything, and in particular the area that we are stretching. So right now, the inner thighs. We're really trying to soften that area. And maybe for every exhale or so, and see if you can relax a bit more and open a bit deeper into the stretch. That's halfway for the hold. I won't speak for the rest of the hold. Just think to relax and soften as much as possible. Now bring your hands below your knees and slowly bring the knees in together. Raise them up and bring the knees together and walk the feet out so the knees naturally drop into one another. Then just relax there for a few moments, feeling the effects of the previous stretch, noticing any internal sensations, any energetic feelings, and any release. Now, hug the knees to the chest and just do a little roll around. And then roll yourself up to a seated position and cross the legs, roll forward to all fours, hands and knees. Next stretch, lizard pose, or in yin, dragon. You can get your blocks ready if you're going to use them, but bring the right foot forward and send the back knee back further so you have enough room to sink the hips. Hands inside the right knee or elbows can come down to the blocks or the ground. We're going to stay here for 2 minutes. This can be a stronger yin stretch, so really try and relax, a practice of surrender even, and find comfort in discomfort. When we feel any discomfort, we want to use the breath. Try and inhale to create space, and then exhale to soften and relax. You really want to try and relax your body as much as possible, and relax your mind as much as possible. Each layer of our being affects the other layers. When we can relax our mind and soften our mind, our body automatically relaxes as well. Now release back to hands and push back to all fours, hands and knees. And just take a moment in all fours, just resetting with some gentle movement. And then going to the other side. Left foot forwards and slide the back knee further back, making sure that the front knee is stacked over the ankle or behind the ankle. Then down to the hands, blocks or ground. And we're going to hold it here for 2 minutes on this side. In this static stretching, really try and find almost a sleepy state. Closing the eyes, attention inward, almost as if you're taking a shavasana. Have the same feeling inside. This helps you to soften and relax. Whenever discomfort begins to arise, use the breath and use your mind to relax and breathe out the tension. Now release and come back to the hands. Push back to all fours. And then just take a few moments to reset and do some gentle movements. Now, Mandukhasana frog pose. Try and have one of the knees on something that slides out if that makes it easier. Make sure the hips stay in the same transversal line as the knees so that you don't come too far forwards or too far back. Slide the knees out until you start to feel a stretch in the inner thighs. In a yin practice, we never go as deep as we can into the stretch straight away. You just want to go to where we start to feel a stretch. Our first edge in that position. It's easiest to relax, and then we begin working within the breath and softening, relaxing, and every few breaths or so, maybe the knees slide a little bit wider and sink a little bit deeper into the stretch. You can stay on your forearms or coming down into blocks or onto the ground. We're halfway through. Keep softening, relaxing. Breathe out the tension. Soften your mind. Now slowly release. Slide the knees back in very gently. The stretch can feel very strong. So again, just taking a moment here in all fours to just move and gently reset. And then big toes to touch, knees wide, and rest back into child's pose. Bring your arms forward, head down, and just take a moment to relax and feel the effects of practice so far. In this resting position, just completely soften, completely relax, and try and feel your body is like jelly, super relaxed. Now unroll and come to all fours, hands and knees. Next stretch, pigeon pose. Bring the right knee forward in between the hands, sitting the hips back and then down. Heel underneath the left hip bone. Try and square the hips. Hips are equally down and the pelvis is square. If you need, you can elevate the right hip with a cushion. And if this is completely comfortable, you can also move the foot a bit more forward up to a 90 degrees for a stronger external rotation. Then a nice long spine and fold forwards and relax. If this is really uncomfortable for your knee, please don't stay in this hold. Instead, take a modification, laying on your back instead into a figure 4, having your right ankle above the left knee, hugging the left knee into the chest. We'll mainly focus on the hips today. By nature, the muscles around the hips are always often tighter because we're always walking around on our legs. They're very weight-bearing joints. As such, the muscles become tight and strong, so they generally need a bit more work on flexibility. Then release, come back to the hands and push back to all fours. Then just take a few moments in all fours to just do a gentle movement and reset. And then let's go directly to the other side. Left knee forwards, hips back and down. Left foot can start under the right hip. Hip bone square and equally down. Elevate the left hip with a cushion or block if you need. Long spine and fold. If you took modifications on the first side, make sure you do the same on this side to maintain the balance as in the figure 4 on your back. Now release, unroll back to the hands and push back all fours. And just a little bit of gentle movement here, resetting. And then lay down onto your belly. Stack your hands in front of and rest your forehead onto your hands. And just rest for a moment. A moment just to pause and notice any tension and try to release it. Really soften your body consciously, soften your mind consciously, soften your emotions. Breathe out tension and relax. Now, hands under shoulders and push back to all fours. Cross the legs and sit back. Bring the legs forwards into a straddle. Now, usually in straddle forward fold, we're super active, really engaging the feet, pulling up the kneecaps, externally rotating, and really hinging at the pelvis. In yin, everything is very soft, everything is relaxed. and we don't mind if our spine is a little rounded. And then we just begin to fold forward until you feel a stretch. And then once we do start to feel a nice stretch, we can just rest here. And we can stack some cushions or blocks and then just rest onto them. And over the course of the next 3 minutes, as we find comfort in a certain position, maybe we reduce the height of our props to sink a bit deeper. And if you're nowhere near this yet, you can feel free to sit up onto the blocks or onto a cushion and have your knees slightly bent for a more comfortable forward fold. Then release, unroll, and pull the hips back, and raise the knees and hug them into the chest, and just rest here for a moment. Now directly to a counter pose. Cross the right leg under the left right heel, outside of the left glute. Left foot steps over the right knee, and you can stay there, or if possible, walk the right foot further over, trying to stack the knee and bring both feet back towards the glutes. Ground the sit bones, find your position, and relax. We're going to stay here for 2 minutes. Yin, or long holds of static stretching postures, can also have an emotional layer. Whenever we experience some emotional distress, trauma, or some stress, the body can store that tension in particular muscles. So there is a stress response and the muscles begin to hold some tension. That tension can be linked to the initial cause of stress. So when you find a way to release that tension through sometimes maybe a massage or some kind of stretching like we're doing today, that stress-induced tension can be targeted and released, potentially causing a release of some held trauma or emotions or stress. If that happens, just surrender to it, really use the breath to relax, breathe out, and enjoy the feeling of release. If you'd like to, you can also add a forward fold. and release. Unroll and unravel the legs and bring them straight for a moment. Bring your hands behind and just give the legs a little shake. And then we're going to go directly to the other side. Left leg crosses under, left heel outside right glute, right foot steps over the left knee. Try and mirror whatever you did on the first side. And then just relax, soften, and use the breath. Really try and have a relaxed face here and forehead. Relaxing those parts of ourselves helps the rest of the body relax. With the forehead relaxed, it really helps the mind and the brain to relax and soften. And since there's signals from the brain that goes directly to the nerves that work with our muscles, relaxing the mind strongly helps the body relax. And you can add a forward fold now if you would like. And release, unroll. Bring the legs out straight and bring the hands behind and just shake the legs out here and wiggle your hips a little bit and reset. And we'll finish with the hip joints. We'll do a little bit for the spine, but nothing held too long. We're going to start with just a nice, passive, gentle back bend, laying over a pillow, a cushion, or a block. Just really try and lay your upper back over it. Generally, the lower back is more flexible, and the upper back needs help with opening. So we try and open our thoracic here, try to bring the shoulders down, upper back resting on some cushion or block or pillow. And just relax here for a couple of minutes. If you like, you can bring your arms up and over your head for some very light and gentle shoulder opening. Now, heels towards the glutes. Raise the hips and remove the block or cushion. And then roll your back down onto the mat and just stay here for a moment, laying and feeling the effects. Just relaxing. Now, reach your arms overhead and begin to walk your feet to the right side of the mat. Keep the pelvis where it is, and also walk the arms to the right side of the mat. A gentle side stretch, banana pose. You can deepen the stretch by crossing the left leg over the right and try and keep your shoulders down and your upper back on the ground. No twisting. Just relax. And go straight to the other side. Pelvis stays where it is. Feet just walk over to the left now. Arms overhead towards the left. Pelvis doesn't move. Just find a nice stretch in the side body and relax. You can cross the right foot over the left for a deeper stretch. Slowly release, unroll, and come back to the center. Option 1, you can just use a cushion or a block to support the hips with the legs raised, with a slight forward bend at the lumbar spine. You can do the same while hugging your knees into the chest, or you can transition into plow pose. Foot to the ground, overhead. Ideally, hands to feet plow pose, and you can shift between inverted forward fold and plow. Finding a good position, not compressing the neck in any way, and just relax. Now slowly release and just gently unroll and find your way to laying. Final posture, spinal twist. Raise the knees, arms out to the side. Drop the knees down to the right and look to the left. Keep both shoulders down and just relax. Allow the spine to reset and release any tension. Now release back to center, wiggle a little and reset. Do a little massage and then twist to the other side. Knees to the left and look to the right. Both shoulders stay down and just relax, releasing any remaining tension. Now release back to center, hug the knees to your chest, and roll around and reset. And give the legs a tight squeeze into the chest before stretching the legs long, mat width distance apart. Arms at the side of the body, palms facing up. Roll the shoulders back. Make yourself completely comfortable for final relaxation, final Shavasana. Feel every part of your body soften and sink into the mat. Your face, your forehead, your neck, soften. Everything relax, sinking, melting, and falling deep into relaxation, deeper into Shavasana.